Hi, I'm Jesse from KarateByJesse.com, aka the Karate Nerd. In today's video, I want to show you a couple of very important principles when it comes to Sanchin Kata, one of the most widely practiced forms in traditional karate across the globe, especially in styles that come from Okinawa, the birthplace of karate. Check it out. The next thing you need to understand about Sanchin Kata, moving up from the feet and knees, is the hip. A major part of Sanchin Kata is tilting your hip. Posterior and anterior pelvic tilt to be fancy. Imagine that you have a bowl full of water. This represents your pelvis. Now from here, if you tip the water out, that's an anterior pelvic tilt. On the contrary, if you try to keep the water in the cup or the bowl, that is a posterior pelvic tilt. And you activate that type of position in your hip by squeezing your glutes. Glutes are also known as the butt. Once you squeeze your butt and get that pelvic tilt, that's when you have an anatomically stable position, which is what is required of Sanchin Kata, because that's just one of the many things that it teaches you. Once you have that pelvic tilt intact and you're squeezing your butt, and you have the previous points that I've mentioned before about the feet and the knees in line, then try to also lower your shoulders and let your chest sink. A pirate's dream, a sunken chest. Sorry, bad joke. And then from there, all you try to do is brace your abs so that you have a solid, straight structure. This is the basic Sanchin stance that you will be moving to and from throughout the whole Sanchin Kata. Now, I will not show you the exact techniques of Sanchin Kata because there are so many different versions, and you should listen to what your sensei does and how he or she teaches the specific details of the technical execution of Sanchin Kata. My purpose here is just to give you some more understanding of what happens on the inside of Sanchin Kata and how it works. Because it's not what you do, but how you do it. At this point, it is important to mention that you should not be hunched over like this in your Sanchin Kata. A lot of people, once they understand the pelvic tilt, they start exaggerating it. But just like you don't want a hyperextension, you don't want this either. It's equally bad. The idea is to have a straight, neutral spine throughout the whole kata. No matter if you're punching or blocking with closed hands or open hands, the spine should remain straight. Not this way and not this way. Now let's talk about the lats. The lats are these big muscles right here on both sides of the human body. And essentially, they help you connect your arms to the hips and the lower body, which means that you'll be able to generate and transfer full body power. In Japanese, we call this zentai ryoku, which is why if your lats are disconnected, that's a bad thing. This is why if you look at videos of old Japanese masters, they will actually punch or even kick their student right here on the lats to feel that this contraction is right there. Once you understand the points we previously talked about, the next point is this. Try to have a round back, meaning your scapula should not be pointing out. If you can look at a mirror and see your scapula pointing out, that's not a good sign. So an easy way to practice to understand how to get your back rounded is this. Open your hands and try to touch the floor with your fingertips. This will depress your shoulders and pull them down. Now from this position, all you do is let your arms travel forward. Keep the alignment intact within your shoulder blades, your scapula, and then from this position, just bend your arms and pull them back, open or closed hands depending on your style. From here, you could essentially do any technique with the arms, but the point is now your back will be round instead of square, because you don't want your chest popping out. You want it to be in a neutral position so that you can stay relaxed, fast, and snappy if you need to. Moving on, it is very important that your elbows are on the inside in front of your body. It is so common to see people doing Sanchin Kata like this or like this, which is a sign that they might be stiff or lack some mobility in certain areas of the human body. You want the elbow to be pointed down on the inside because that gives you external rotation in the shoulder joint, which is how the shoulder creates stability from an anatomical perspective. A great way of helping you get your elbows on the inside is to grab a stick. Put the stick in one hand and then grab it under with the other hand, almost as if you're using the nunchucks like Bruce Lee. And then from here, you pull one end of the stick while you let the other end kind of gently go to the outside. This will help you gradually increase that range of motion that you need to keep your elbow on the inside while your fist travels outside as you externally rotate and lock into that Sanchin posture. And then you simply repeat on the other side. Grab below and then let your arm just slowly go to the outside this way. Don't force it. Strive to relax and breathe as you do this exercise.